How cool was that whole deal earlier this week with Tyreek Hill and Mahomes and all those guys on Twitter? How'd that make you feel?
It was funny. I'm not on social media, so I mean, it was my teammates showing me, and we were at the training table, and it popped up on ESPN. But it's pretty cool to be preceded by a guy like Mahomes. I mean, probably going to go down as one of the greats. So it's cool. But honestly, our focus right now is to work on our team and keep getting better in camp. So I don't want to get distracted from what we're here to do.
Yeah, with all the outside noise and attention, how do you keep yourself centered and grounded?
Yeah, well, first my faith. Wake up every morning, get in my devotion, and you just set your day off right, and you protect yourself from the world. And then I have great parents that have raised me correctly, and just have taught me the way of how to act and how to be around people and keep the distractions out. And to have an uncle and my sister now working here, to have family in the building is also a very comforting feeling to have them alongside.
In terms of your on-field progress, I mean, how have you felt going into the fall? Was it different for you than going into spring and everything is maybe a little bit newer?
Absolutely. I mean, the spring was kind of just everything brand new. And then, now having, a full spring under you, a full summer under you, you go into camp, you feel a lot more confident. I think our whole room has felt more confident. Danny, Heinrich, Jalen, Bodie, all the guys that, have been preparing and getting ready for this. So, we've been preparing a lot better, and, it makes it easier for us.
Go ahead. What have the coaches talked to you about, not just you, but all the quarterbacks, about limiting turnovers and not making bad decisions that put the ball at risk?
I mean, that's our focus from January, honestly. You can't win games if you turn the ball over, and I think a lot of people have been through that and seen it. So the new guys just know that we're not going to turn the ball over, and we're going to put points up on the board.
Now, on the flip side of the coin, I mean, you've got a strong arm. You know what you can do with it. So how do you walk that line between making a throw that maybe not many people can make, but you can, but also not putting the ball at risk? Like, how do you figure out when you're going to try to make a play and when you're going to just check it down?
I think that's something that's like a gut feeling, honestly, or a situational feeling. It just depends what you got to have confidence to throw those throws, but you also have to know the situation and what you're trying to accomplish in that play, in the situation of the game. So it's being aggressive and cutting it loose, but it's also being smart and understanding the situation of the game.
Where do you think your game has gotten better since you arrived here in the last 8 months?
I think I've grown a lot in protections, with my uncle. I mean, he works with all the quarterbacks, but, just getting a little extra with him on protections. I also think, Coach Thomas has made a big, turnovers. We're trying to eliminate all the turnovers and make every routine play that we can have, make it routine. And if we can do that, put ourselves in a position to win every football game this year, that's what people came here to do at Nebraska.
How have you been? How have you been in that regard, limiting turnovers, just you personally?
I mean, I feel like I've done a good job of it. I never want to say a great job because there's always something that happens, whether it's a tip ball, like how can I figure out how to get the ball lower so he can catch it. Center quarterback exchange every day that's a focal point. I mean, if we want to run the ball and do all those things, we got to be able to secure snaps in the center, catch snaps in the gun, and I think as a unit we've done a great job of turnovers. Personally, I think I've done a good job. Yeah.
What are your feelings early here in camp about the receivers that you're working with and the tight ends too, the guys you're going to be throwing the ball to?
Yeah, I think we have a special core, a special group. It's on a foundation of trust and work. We came in January not really knowing what the room was going to look like. Obviously adding Jamal and Isaiah, but you add and you put a lot of new guys in the room together. It doesn't really matter how much talent. You got to come together and you got to work. So I'm really confident where we're at right now as a group. Tight ends have done a great job, not only catching the ball, but they understand they got to block and do those kind of things, and getting our backs more involved has been good. They not only run the ball, but they're threats to catch the ball. So we've developed a bunch of trust and a bunch of work. So it's been exciting.
I know it's early, but what has Jalen added to your resume?
Jalen, the one thing that comes to mind is speed. Jalen Gramstad?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. First off, he comes in the room. He's a great person. You see him, and he's always got a smile on his face. I don't think he has 1 ounce of sad or whatever in him. He's just been a joy to be around in the room, and great addition. On the football side, he's played a lot of football. So, learning from him, learning from his experiences, no matter where he played in college and, player of the year and all that. So it'd be not smart of me and the rest of our room not to learn from him. So it's just been a great addition, and he's been awesome to be around.
Dylan, when you were growing up, did you kind of want to be just like Mahomes, kind of how you played and all that kind of stuff?
Not really. I think a lot of people think I try to be just like him, but honestly, I played baseball, never liked football. As a kid, I always wore glasses. I've had this haircut since 6th, 7th grade maybe, and I didn't really know about Mahomes then. And I had my own little kick to it. So it's not completely like him, but I guess if that's what people want to say, that guy's one of the best. So it's cool, but I just try to do mimic my game after myself. But it also, if you're trying to get to where you want to get to, you have to see and know what it takes to get there. And I think he's done more than enough to see what it takes. And it's just learning football. But yeah, just try to do my thing, and hair, I guess, looks like it.
Do you were number 15 because of him, or is there some other significance behind that?
No, I wore 15 when I was my first year of football. Tim Tebow. Strong Christian person, played football, in Florida, and I look up to people that have good character and are good at their good person, and he was that guy at the time. I kind of went away from it. I went to 1, and then it felt better to be in 15. Honestly, at Buford, a funny story. KJ Bolden wore number 1, and when I transferred there, we were trying to work something out, like, can I get 1, and whatever, and then it kind of just worked out to be 15, and as I started wearing it, it just, I felt like it fitted me, and it's a cool number, I think.
Have you and Malachi figured out what you're going to do? Right now?
We haven't had our single digit whatever, so that's his plan, but we'll figure that out when time comes, but yeah, we haven't figured it out yet.
Hey Dylan, Glenn Thomas was up here, and I'm pretty sure he said that you're not afraid to go up to receiver if he runs a wrong route and tell him and correct him. Same thing with a protection call with Ben Scott, who's a lot older than you. Is that easy for you, or is that can you just talk about the development of you wanting things to be right out there, even if it's coming for a guy that's maybe older than you and more experienced?
Yeah, I think that comes honestly from mat drills and those things, like earning their trust, working hard, and you can't. If I just walked in here day 1 and ripped them and whatever, there would be nothing would happen, right? So it just came from working hard together, going through the hard stuff, and now that kind of have their trust, it's like, okay, he's not getting on me just to get on me, but he fixes it and gets it right. We celebrate that. It's not just I'm gonna rip you, and there's no love being shown. Like, everybody knows in the building, if you get ripped, we're gonna build you right back up, and if you correct it and make it right, we're gonna celebrate that, because that's a big deal to us.
How do you manage the expectations?
I don't really pay attention to expectations. I just focus on everything I can do in today and what I can control. I think our team is gonna be really good this year, but we just got to keep working on getting better every day. I know it's cliche to say, but that's honestly our focal point. Like, we can't get to August 31st right now. Like, there's a process and there's steps that have to be taken, and So we're just super invested in that right now, and nothing's really going to screw us off of that.
What do you think about the competition? I mean, that's going to be what the outside is looking at. Like, people want to know who's going to start. Is that present in your mind?
No, I think every day is just go out and compete. Our room has grown and since the spring, and we've gotten closer than we've ever been. So, I mean, obviously, everyone on the team knows it's a competition, and I mean, if you came and watched practice, it's not like, okay, I'm hoping or Heinrich's hoping someone messes up. Like, we're helping each other. We're trying to get the team better before we put ourselves first. So, I mean, that's part of being a quarterback. You put your team before yourself. But, I mean, the time will come when it's time to name a starting quarterback. But as of right now, we're not. We're just worried about our team and what we can do to get better.
How do you like dorm life, and who's your roommate?
Dorm life's great. Everybody's around each other. My roommate's Elliot Brown. So having an older guy, he's seen everything. Been through good, the bad, whatever. So it's been cool.
What have you seen out of the running back competition?
Our backs go at it every day. Not with each other, just they're grinding, they're competing, and I think they do a great job of handling the competition. I know they all have different traits that they're good at, so it's kind of just figuring out which one we want to, use in certain spots. So they've done a great job handling that, and they all look really good.
Does Gabe feel like, does he look kind of full speed?
Yeah, Gabe looks really good. He's back healthy. It's just good to see him out there.
What's it like having the family dynamic every day with your sister here and your uncle? I mean, you guys have some family moments with the three of you guys.
Yeah, it's cool to have. I think the spring game, the first touchdown I threw, I got to hug my uncle, probably one of the first people that was over there. So, it's giving me chills right now. But, just to have family here, growing up, that's all I had. That's all I ever knew. So, why change what I have? I have, an opportunity in front of me. Why, change what I have? So having him's great, but, like sister close to me, live together, and, her dog lives with us. It's special. Both my siblings, we have a special bond, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So it's just comforting to, look to the sideline, see my uncle there. I mean, my sister comes to every practice, so, joke, nudge her, whatever, it's family, so it's very comforting.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
Thank